Utie oha extra ponkno.
Needs FM.
But more advertised programmer, person away. Yes, COVID in the first instance, apprehension, ubiesru, yen you see, we even went through a lockdown. Then second time round, it appears to say, oh, Europe, and then also we heard of American variant. After the Ghana, as a yenim de ye na notables I shall say ewu, then 600 a day, then we are looking at 800 a day, then we are told to say kokoshe the Ekoswoga East Hospital, which is the specialist hospital for COVID related ailments. Hospital beds ayema, we have ambulances, but would ambulance take you to where? Automatic defibrillator do you see any coordinated concrete plan bia yɛde extemo yes COVID in the second time round and what would you suggest we do about it?
No, I don't. And in actual fact, I think the thing that the whole world is doing, I always thought that our first efforts were more lucky than good. I mean, yeah, the president made some good speeches. We did a lockdown. I thought it wasn't effective, but it showed good intention. I think around the world, people admired our contact tracing policies and our batch system. But honestly, like I said, politics came and we let our guard down. So there was campaigning without masks and without social distances. There were celebratory parties that were not socially distant. And before we knew what was happening, we were back where we started. There were bans and churches and mosques and others that were more respected in the streets. So in effect, we didn't do much. Right now, I think that the central thing is we need to be trying to get some vaccines for ourselves. It seems like we are relying on the COVAX facility by the WHO. The COVAX facility by the WHO that is supposed to provide supplies to the poor. 172 countries have signed up. They have announced that from Pfizer and Moderna, they are hoping to get 200 million vaccines by the end of Q1, which is by the end of March. That's more than 2 months away, assuming they get it. In addition to that, they hope to provide 2 billion doses by the end of this year. In addition, Ramaphosa, who is the AU chair, has announced that the AU has taken 270 billion doses. In fact, Africa, ideally, we need to vaccinate maybe about 700 million people in order to get to herd immunity. That is even conservative because we have a population of 1.3 billion. And if you take our children and others, that will be 600 million. So around 750 million. It means we need 1.4 to 1.5 billion doses. And I don't even know that they will get all those doses. And if they get, I don't know how much Ghana will get. As of now, the only 2 countries in Africa who have those, and this may have been, were Guinea and Seychelles when I checked a few days ago. So I think as a national strategy, we should be trying to get some vaccines on our own, some thousands of doses at least for our frontline health workers, for our police, truck drivers and bus drivers, whose health are very crucial to our economy. But like I said, vaccines alone will not solve our problem. We need to be wearing masks. And a lot of people are not wearing masks. Some are wearing old ones. Some are wearing torn ones. I think this is where government comes in. If people are too poor to get masks, then we should produce facial coverings with local resources, maybe paid for by the government, so people can mask up. The second thing is that the contact tracing that we were doing at Marabel, we have stopped. We should resume contact tracing and do it more aggressively. I think we should increase the number of tests and pay for it for those who cannot afford it. Improve the turnaround so we can track outbreaks. The other thing is that we should help with isolation. Every when we did the lockdown, I always felt that lockdown in our environment will not be that effective. Why? Because I grew up at Old Trafford. If you are minimum, there were 30 of us who lived in that house. There was no toilet and there was no water. And I'm sure that if you go to places like Tapuzungu and Nima and a lot of other places in Ghana, you will see that somebody who lives in such a house cannot effectively isolate, and you cannot effectively lock down that person. It's just not practical. So we need to set up isolation centers where the poor who cannot effectively isolate can isolate if necessary at government expense. I also think that the National Council for Commission for Civic Education, NCC, they've been too silent. This is their mission. We need to hear more from them, and respectfully, people like you in the media, we need to hear more from you in terms of educating the public, in terms of holding the government accountable. And we need to hear from Parliament. They need to make sure that what the Aban is saying is not just nice broth that we are hearing, that it is indeed doing what it says it is doing, and that what it's doing is enough, that they have enough resources. And those of us in the public, we must take responsibility for ourselves too. If you have a birthday, don't have a party and expose your friends. So some of them will get sick and some of them will die. Let's stop seeing the side effects for some time. And if we do all these things, the curve will bend and will be better. We are in all this together. And let our leaders set good examples. Some of the parties have not been necessary and they've been a bit irresponsible.
And my young show, after the first wave, we appear to have said structures say yedigu akwamu nyina yato agu ene ukọ health facilities are contact tracers in no more way. They've been pushed around. I just say contact tracers omunya baby grant na ewo hospitals wo omu no makura omu nsanka akwatia kura emma. So from what you are saying, say yenye bibi no, where do we start from, Doc?
We start from Parliament holding hearings so that the President and his ministers will account to them about what is being done, what has fallen short and why, and what the plans are. And if they need resources, Parliament appropriating money from them. That's the first thing. The second thing is what we are doing now. People like you and other media houses focusing attention on the problem. The government has a lot of priorities and sometimes it gets distracted. And people like you and I drawing their attention will lead to more action. Even good governments need pressure to do good things.
Because we were able to put a coalition to more or less fire up ourselves for anti-galamsey activities. And then we saw in the short term gains. Sir, a coalition, at this stage, in the intimate shasi and yebi and kajakakra engum, all with a view to protecting ourselves or to ensuring union survivor.
We can and we should. Mm-hmm. And see, as Obama said, we are the men we have been waiting for. And see, you, Adakabre, you are one of the men we've been waiting for. To reach out to families, part-time, Samson Lati, Dan Epstein, all those people, do something in the media. And I'm reaching out to the doctors here and at home. You know, we should reach out to the MPs we know so they do something. And I'm also reaching out to the people in government. All these ideas that I'm sharing are further to people in government too.
Because the Siano, I said the only thing we know of Annie say Obianche nose mask. And the fact of say show nose mask, you know, even dirty nose mask we wear around. Do we even wash them well? Do we even know how to wear them well? Zoom lion. Many casa crown in the best 30 minutes privately. And I'm going to say, doc or see here. Now, once so dear bit me, okay, and if I propose a be so you realize, based on Nkoma, we need to into my friend, no, me can't actually no cancer, okay, at the brain, you know, with the person, yeah. I say, Yama.
There is a lot of goodwill. There is a lot of goodwill, and we can mobilize the goodwill.
There is a lot of goodwill, and we can mobilize the goodwill. In what form do we? I mean, say when you say goodwill, what is it that you are referring to?
Oh, it's the example you just gave me about talking to Zoomline. He said, "Come with a proposal." It's about me talking to you and how you were excited for us to do something. And I can report I had the same conversation with Samson Ladi, Ben Epstein, and they were all very eager to do something. And so I think there is goodwill. And actually, I have reached out to people in parliament. I've reached out to people in the government. I think we just need to focus and do something.
Because you can't say, Vasinaba, I'm a being your jobs, Bukra. Now, yet Ghana, do we have any narrative as to what exactly we are doing to procuring a vaccine? And as a how soon put timelines being and a vaccine be beba Ghana, I bet me the any so.
So that is the point. I've gotten my 2 vaccine shots. So you in the media, whenever you see people in the government, don't let them give you. Ask them, vaccine, have we ordered some? Where did we order it from? When is it coming? How many doses? Do we have a plan to distribute them? They need pressure. I'm not saying they don't mean well, but even good governments need pressure to do good things. And we need to be asking Parliament, what are you doing? How much have we spent? Have we appropriated enough money? Everybody needs to get pressure.
Because since Seminu Dim Komono checks as at last 24 hours, what I'm told is reliably is government has set up a team they are looking to say vaccine banner yede ebeba. There's a government committee working now. But as Senamerica a timeline
the committee in Water. It doesn't matter which of the approved vaccines. They get Pfizer is okay, Moderna is okay, the China one is okay. As long as they get something. A vaccine that is 50% effective is better than no vaccine. The committee in Water.
Okay.
Utie Oha Extreme Punk no.
Needs FM.